What's up, friends? Welcome back to 9 3/4. It's Carissa here, and I'm happy to be here with you all. Thank you for being here with me, and I'm excited to be bringing you this video. It's all about what is blocking you from your path, and your path can literally be your purpose, your path that you are trying to venture off on, your manifestation, your wish, whatever you define path as. Okay, I wanted this to be pretty open as far as what you define path as. And yeah, first off, I just wanted to say thank you for being here with me. I appreciate all of you so much. Thank you for those of you who feel called to click that subscribe button and be a part of the fam here. I love you guys so much. And even if you are new here, if you guys like it here, I do hope that you go ahead and hit the subscribe button after your reading if you feel called to. And yeah, because I would love to have you a part of the family. But anyways, please be careful of scammers out there. I only have these accounts here, so I only have this one Instagram, which I'll pop on the screen. This one this one TikTok, and this YouTube, of course. And so I will always have those linked in the description box for you guys. So just be really mindful of scammers who pretend that they are me, because they're not. I will never ever DM you to solicit you for a personal reading. If you would like to purchase a personal reading with me, please email me at this email here. And I will get back to you as soon as I can, and those will always be linked in the description box as well, you guys. I'm definitely working on getting a website up for you guys so that you can just book with me there. So yeah, thank you guys. I appreciate you so much. I can't even tell you how much I appreciate you. So yes, thank you so much. Without further ado, because I don't want to babble and keep you here too long, let's get into your pile selection. We are back to 4 this time. I've got 4 amazing things for you to choose from. You guys know how we do it here. You can choose by the item or by the card or by the timestamp, however you feel called to. Starting with pile 1, we have Snape. Okay, if you know the reference, you know it. You're my people. You get it. We have Professor Snape here with the Star Airplane card. Hopefully you can see that. It's kind of dark with this lighting for some reason. But this is pile 1. Pile 2, Professor Trelawney with this cool forest rainbow glitter card. And pile 3, we have Madeye Moody with these 3 tea light candles. And that's pretty cool how there's 3 in your pile 3. Did not do that intentionally. They just happened to flop out that way. It's really cool. Uh-oh. Her hat's coming off. Pile 4, Professor McGonagall with these children playing with the leaves. So as usual, you guys can pause the video here and take all the time you need to pick the pile you feel drawn to the most, and the timestamps will be dropped down below, and I'll meet you at your reading. What's up, pile 1? Welcome to your reading. If you chose Professor Snape, Severus Snape Dumbledore. Okay, if you know the reference, you get it, and you know my nerdiness here. If you're new here, welcome to Nerdy Tarot. It's me. Hi. But we have Professor Snape and this beautiful star paper airplane constellation card. I'm going to put Professor Snape right here. We have the other professors watching over on the side. But yes, we're going to reveal this card along with the other pre-shuffled oracles I have for you. But first we have Paper Aeroplane. I'm free to make my wishes come true. Okay. And let me just grab your other pre-shuffled oracles. We also have I forgive myself for mistaking the awareness of not knowing as weakness. I choose to believe that this that it is through loving acknowledgement of what I do not yet know that the deepest understanding can be found and integrated. Let me read that again. I choose to believe that it is through loving acknowledgement of what I do not yet know that the deepest understanding can be found and integrated. We also have Pandora's box and number 14, debilitated discomfort. How intricate. On one spectrum, something so intricate, it reminds me of like the moving staircases at Hogwarts, where if you're not careful, not paying attention, the stairs is going to move on you, and then you're going to miss your pathway to where you want to go. And then you have Pandora's box here, where you just have something you're avoiding, keeping it locked up in Pandora's box. Pile 1. It feels like what's blocking you from your path is ultimately yourself. You know, I feel like that's not what you wanted to hear, honestly. There's an energy here of you avoiding something at all costs. Maybe not at all costs, but like avoiding a decision, avoiding, you know, taking action towards something, because you're focusing on the negative, you know, on the what ifs, so what could go wrong, what if this happens, what if something, you know, comes up, like more the negative side of the what if spectrum, you know, not like the what if like I build this and it becomes the most incredible thing ever. You know, you focus on the what if I build this and it just crashes and burns, you know. It's that end of the spectrum, if you understand what I'm saying. And so it's like you see opportunity, you need to see the opportunity to face the potential pain and discomfort and see that as an opportunity so you can like grow from it and see yourself really evolve from what discomfort and pain you may be facing that's trapped inside this Pandora's box, you know. Yes, there may be pain, there may be like discomfort, but there can also be happiness and healing that comes with that. You know what I'm saying? Like with this discomfort, like it goes hand in hand here. This debilitated card talks a lot about like the struggle to really apply your talents, and you can, because of that, you can kind of dive into this energy of self-doubt and sometimes even self-pity. I don't want to go into that area where I like talk about like, you know, you're pitying yourself, blah blah blah, because I don't think that's not a box I want to open up for you. You know what I mean? I think you already know this and things like that. But anyways, to get back on track here, it's like stop beating yourself up so much. You know, it's like forgive yourself for not knowing the outcome. Forgive yourself for maybe having to make mistakes, for growing through it, having these evolutions, because that's how we become great things. That's how we become, you know, incredible. Was Professor Snape always the potion master? No, he learned, he grew. How many times did he try to become the Defense Against the Dark Arts professor before he finally got it? You know, during, spoiler alert, the last, not the last year, but like the Half-Blood Prince era. That's not the right word I was looking for, but that movie, that book. And so that was when he finally got it, because every single time that position would open up, he got passed up on it. He had to stay the potions professor, right? And it sucked. It gave him this, you know, energy of like, why am I getting passed up for it? Why am I getting passed up for it? But like, it's because it just wasn't his time. You know, he had to grow, he had to evolve, he had to become self-aware, he had to grow through this pain and discomfort and things like that. There was reasons for all of these things happening. And so, with that being said, you guys, And to touch on that, he was the Half-Blood Prince. He was the expert at potions. When you come to know that, I didn't want to spoil that, but I had to just touch on that, why he was that. Now is the time for you, like for him, like during that time, he had to be the supportive player. He had to learn, listen, and absorb. You know, he had to really build the relationships between, you know, the student, or between Dumbledore and things like that, and be that supportive role, and just really prep himself for the future, for when it is his turn, when it was his turn to be the defense against the dark arts professor, you know? So that's what this debilitated discomfort is. That's what's blocking you from your path, is like understanding that you are ultimately, this is your time to soak it all in. This is your time to face something that you've been avoiding, and allowing it to mold you, allowing it to help you evolve. And let's get more on this, okay? Oh my lordy. I dropped my tarot cards. One sec. Let's get more details, you guys. What is keeping you? Okay, so what's blocking you? What's blocking pile one from their path? Okay. Three of Swords. What's blocking pile one? Six of Cups reversed. What's blocking pile one from their path? Ten of Cups reversed. What's blocking pile one from their path? Whoa. Seven of Wands reversed. One more, please. What's blocking pile one from their path? Oh, lordy. Nine of Wands. Okay. Let me just call the back of your deck is the Hermit. Okay. So, pile one. It looks like you guys, I mean, there's this pain, right, that you have that's attached to something in the past, and ultimately it has led you to not have this happy family, or this happy scenario in which you have this fulfillment here with the Ten of Cups at the center. And it's having like this inner turmoil within you, in which you have your guard up, you know, you're not, it's like you're on defense when it comes to this. You're not ready to face the music, is what I'm hearing, for what's ahead. And though you want to move forward on your path, though you want to, you know, have the path, you know, succeed on this path, of course, you know, whatever it is, this pain, it's not easy to let go of. And I get it. It's, you need that time to really grieve it. You need that time to heal. And ultimately, which I'll pull more cards for, but ultimately I feel like you need that time to heal for yourself. You need to go within to find the answers and face the music, open Pandora's box, and only you can do that. And like I said, what's holding you back, what's not holding you back, but like what's blocking your path is you're holding yourself back ultimately, because you need to, only you can open Pandora's box at this point and face what's in there. Only you can open it and allow yourself to heal and allow yourself to grow and evolve from this situation, whatever it is, because right now it's leaving you debilitated, frozen. And while you're frozen, like I told you before, how this really reminded me of the Hogwarts staircases, how they move and things like that. And if you're not careful, if you're not mindful of, you know, the movement that you make while these staircases move, you're not going to be on the right path. to get to your destination. And what I'm getting at here is when you are debilitated and you stop in your tracks on these moving staircases, they're constantly going to be moving and you're going to be standing still. And I feel like maybe that's kind of what you feel like right now. Maybe it's almost as if you're standing still and everyone around you is moving. And Chasing Cars by Snow Patrol might be a significant song for someone, because I'm kind of hearing that play in my head right now. Behind this is the Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, so once you do go within, I do feel like a new beginning will sprout, like a new solid beginning. You can start to really grow something beautiful and substantial, and something that you will really be able to thrive from and heal from ultimately. Because when I think of, you know, a seed planted into the ground that thrives, I'm so focused on this greenery, this green plant. I do feel like that's something that's really going to nourish you. I think you getting into nature might really help as well. But ultimately, I keep saying ultimately because I feel like ultimate, this feels like a big thing, you know, this feels like this is something that's weighing heavy on my heart and my chest. I feel like a little shaky in my voice. 14 condenses to 5, which is a number of instability, change, conflict, challenge, and, you know, overcoming this obstacle of opening up Pandora's box and going within and allowing yourself to face what's in there, to face the fears, to face the pain, to grieve. And like I said, with this pain, like the what ifs, the negatives, right, that you are worrying about, and, you know, not knowing about what's going to happen, focus on this paper aeroplane message here. I'm free to make my wishes come true. But in order for yourself to truly be free to do that and recognize that you have that power and take that power back from yourself, you need to free what's in that box, because that box holds a part of your spirit, a part of your soul that I feel like is going to really help you to evolve and be that much stronger. What Doesn't Kill You Makes You Stronger by Kelly Clarkson. Another song for you guys. Because I think that's going to make you, you know, the painful parts, the uncomfortable parts of your life, of your experiences, that molds you into the character that you are, that molds you into the brave person that you are, the courageous person, the person who can have more grit. You know, grit isn't just there, it's formed through adversity. And just like Snape here, you know, he has gone through so much pain, so much discomfort, so much, you know, terrible things growing up, and then the loss of Lily Potter, and like just that made him who he was. He was no longer a Death Eater, and just became the most incredible, brave character of all in the entire book. So I truly just feel like that's a testament to who you are, Pile 1. And I think you underestimate yourself and your power and your strength and your abilities, and just how worthy you are of moving forward and facing these fears, facing these pains and these discomforts that you might be fearful of opening up that box, you know, that you're capable of overcoming these things, that you're capable of taking them and molding them into you and making you that much stronger and more fierce. And like I said, adding that grit to your character. I'm free to make my wishes come true. That just keeps popping out to me. I just feel like you really are, Pile 1. So how can Pile 1 overcome this blockage? How can Pile 1 overcome this blockage? With the Knight of Swords reversed. How can Pile 1 overcome this blockage? The Wheel of Fortune. I like to see it. Two of Cups. have for pile 1? The Queen of Wands. And 7 of Cups. The back of your deck here, we have, wow, powerful, the Sun. So pile 1, I feel like when it comes to overcoming this blockage, you're feeling stuck. And the way to overcome this is not to be impulsive about it. It's not to just rush in. It's really about you allowing yourself to get out of your own head, okay? With this Knight of Swords reverse, don't rush in. Don't be impulsive. Don't let your thoughts get in the way of this. Really just connecting to the fire that's in you. And there's a fine line between the fire in you and the thoughts, okay? That's what I'm hearing, because you can mistake your passion for the thoughts in your head sometimes. With the Wheel of Fortune here and the Two of Cups, this is magic, okay? Divine timing and just the signs. Be very aware of, I feel like you're going to be picking up on a lot of synchronistic energies, signs from the universe and your spirit guides. Some of you may even be communicating with your spirit guides or your higher self and getting angel numbers, or hear certain songs that really resonate with you. And just be really mindful of certain things that when you do see them or feel them, what are you thinking at the time? What are you feeling at the time? What's happening at that time? Pay attention to those little cues when you see them, because a lot of people are like, what is this angel number? And then they Google it. It's not necessarily that, you know. Sometimes, like when you look at the clock and you constantly see like 444 or 555 or 222 or 111, sometimes it's literally about what is happening right now. What are you thinking about? What are you feeling? What are you doing? Is it in alignment with you? Are you happy? And that's a sign for you. With this Two of Cups here, I do feel like divine timing is bringing you someone into your life, someone that you might have been manifesting. This Queen of Wands energy that you are tapping into, you are manifesting, and you are very open right now when it comes to your energy. There's this magnetic air that's going to start spinning for you, and I do think that it's very important for me to highlight that this can affect your negative thoughts as well. So be very mindful of the energy that you put out there and things like that. Now, not to say that like your fears affect your manifestations, because I don't believe that at all. I think fears are totally separate. However, if you put out like negative energy into the world, like let's say you're really mean to people and spiteful, things like that, that can definitely affect, you know, the energy that comes back towards you. Now, not to say that I believe anybody mean watches my video, but I do get a mean comment every now and then. I'm not gonna lie. But for the most part, I have like literally the best community here on YouTube. So you guys are literally the bomb ass people. Like, you are the bombest. Like, I can't even. The best community here. I hope that translates. I know not everybody uses that term, but bomb ass equals like the badass, the best, the, what is that? What's the best way to say it? Am I showing my age? Or like, you guys are just like all that in a bag of chips. You know what I mean? Like, you guys are the best. And you have this magical air about your energy, and you guys are just magnetizing all that you want to attract towards you. So be really mindful of the energy that you put out into the world. Be mindful of how you are towards people and how you interact towards people. But I do feel like this is bringing you someone, whether it be a friendship, some kind of soulmate-y energy. You know, when I say soulmate, it's not necessarily romantic, but I wouldn't be surprised if for some of you it was, because you are releasing things, you're facing things, and you're letting go of things. But for the most part, I do feel like this is somebody who is helping you to release the pain, you know, not hold on to it. Not even necessarily pain per se, but like avoiding a decision that you have to make. Which path do I take, this one or that one, you know? And just going with it and not knowing the outcome and just going with what feels right to you. Because with the Seven of Cups here, you know, having these choices put out in front of us, you just go with the one that feels right and the one that is presented to you at the right time and the right moment and ultimately feels good. You know, you don't know which outcome, and you don't need to know the outcome of each and every one before weighing out your options. You just know like that in your heart and soul feels right to you, and that in your mind feels right to you, so you're going to go with it. You know what I mean? And whatever that path leads you to, like, and I'm also hearing what's meant for you is meant for you, and it's never going to pass you by. You know what I mean? So the option that you pick is the option you're meant to pick. So there is that, you know? I love that. So releasing that avoidance of a painstaking, that's what it is. Releasing this painstaking thing that you are avoiding. You're avoiding a decision, not necessarily a heartbreak. But this decision could definitely be a very painful one that leaves you grieving. That could be it. Take it if it resonates, because I feel like it's going to apply to someone out there. Definitely a decision that affects your heart. But ultimately, this decision is going to lead you, this opportunity is going to lead you to your happiness. Literally, so much Leo energy, passion and vibrance, and just incredible energy. Also, fixed sign energies. Just look at this. Oh my gosh, behind that is the Empress. Seriously, Taurus. Literally, abundance is flowing towards you. I mean, once you understand, like, you have the power to make shit pop off for yourself, because, you know, the awareness of not knowing is not a weakness. You know, you understand that. Like, we are not all knowing. We don't know all the answers. We don't know all the outcomes, and that's okay. Life is what we make it. And I feel like that's you understanding that and getting that, and you're going to make the best out of whatever situation you choose, whatever path you choose, whatever decision you make, and the pain that you overcome is just going to help you evolve and grow. And this whole thing that you've gone through was for a reason, and you're going to see that once you trust that you're doing the right thing, once you trust that you are in alignment, once you feel that you are doing the right thing, because you allow yourself to feel everything. And in order for you to feel the good, you also have to feel the bad, you know? And sometimes it sucks, for sure. A lot of times it sucks, you know? But also, it feels so dang good, you know? Life, it just does. And I feel like you guys are just gonna have the most incredible outcome once you overcome this blockage. And it's just about you getting out of your head and trusting that, not knowing sometimes, and just feeling, allowing yourself to feel and heal and conceal, don't feel. Like, I'm hearing like Elsa. Why is Elsa in my head? But like, you know how she just didn't allow herself to feel, when that was her power, was to feel, allowing herself to feel and be. And that's where her power really became her thing. Like, that's how she drew her power and was able to control it and be that much stronger, rather than keeping it bottled up and hiding her hands like behind gloves, and like hiding and trapping herself in a room for all those years, you know? Same like how you're doing with Pandora's box. So that's what I'm leaving you here with, pile one. I do want to finish off with some oracle cards to close you out with some advice and guidance from the universe. Hold on. Okay, we're going to use these Moon Witch ones, because I don't know why this was calling my name. So, pile one. Advice and guidance for pile one, please. We have familiar. Listen and learn. Love it. That's exactly what was said in the beginning of your reading. So I think that's really important to highlight there. Listen and learn. That's why I keep these little crystals here, just in case I need to cover anything up for YouTube. listen and learn. You might also come into contact with a familiar very soon, like, or you might have a pet that's already your familiar. So yeah, advice and guidance for pile 1, please. Trust. Oh my gosh. The universe has a plan for you. Seriously, the universe does. And that butterfly reminds me that you are transforming once you trust. You know, that's where the magic really happens. And yeah, Diana, be one with nature. Like I told you earlier, I do feel like nature is really going to help you to overcome this blockage, help you to release anything that you've been feeling. Let's get you one more, please. Advice and guidance for pile 1, please. We have cast a circle. Healthy boundaries are crucial for growth. Yeah, put those boundaries in place for yourself. In the back of your deck here, we have curiosity. What sparks your interest? And that could help you make a decision. That could help you to release something, you know? What sparks your interest, and let that lead the way, you know? Let that be your guide. So that is where I'm going to leave your reading pile 1. I hope that this brought you clarity. I hope that this brought you what you needed to hear at the right time when you found this. And if it did, please go ahead and smash the like button and comment down below a potion bottle so I know you chose Professor Snape. And let me know how you guys liked this video. I would also appreciate it if you hit the little subscribe button and hit the little bell notification so you don't miss a beat. I will also be dropping my Patreon link down below in case you're interested in joining our magical family there, where we have exclusive content like pickle cards and weekly energy readings. Not available here. The weekly energy readings are like week ahead readings, not available here on YouTube. So thank you guys so much for being here with me. I appreciate you all so much. I hope you have a magical day or night whenever you're watching this, and I'll see you soon. Bye. What's up, pile 2? If you chose Professor Trelawney and or this Rainbow Forest card, welcome to your reading. I'm gonna go ahead and put Professor, oh lordy, Professor Trelawney right over here. Have things been falling apart for you lately, or feeling like, you know, not so great? Like maybe you, yeah, maybe like things have just been chaotic, or, you know, kind of that way, you know. I don't want to say shifty, but just crazy, hectic. Yeah, in that energy. But let's open up this card here that we have for you. And I have some other pre-shuffled oracles we'll reveal as well. Celebrate the seasons. Magic happens at all times of the year. So though you may be in a season where it feels like magic is not happening for you, or magic has just left you and you feel like abandoned by magic, you know, maybe you've been seeing, maybe you're in my group who has been seeing like all those lucky girl syndrome videos, and it doesn't matter what you identify as, those apply to anyone, right? We're always all inclusive here. And like, you know, you're like, why are they happening for everybody but me? Like, what am I doing wrong, right? Like, I practice gratitude, all of these things, and somehow it just, things just keep seemingly falling apart, or just not really going my way. And it's like, where's the magic on? Where, like, is there even magic at all for me, you know? And it's not that you don't necessarily believe in the magic. I definitely feel like you guys do, because you see it happening for other people. But it's like almost as if like magic has abandoned you. Like everybody else's teacup has gotten something really cool, and you're the one who got the grim, you know? And I just want you to know that you are in a season of like, where things that are not meant to be for you are crumbling away, so that the good things that are meant for you, the better things that are meant for you can come in. And I know that sounds so cliche and like you hear it all the time, but it's true, you know. There are things that crumble away and fall apart and, you know, just don't work out for us because that's for your protection. Your rejection is for your protection, redirection is for your protection, and ultimately there are things that fall away pretty easily. And though it doesn't seem like it easily fell away, it wasn't just like a quick and easy thing. It was often painful and, you know, not great when it happens in the moment, but like it falls away because it wasn't built on a solid foundation. You know, it wasn't built on something that was meant to last, meant to sustain you. And so let's reveal your other pre-shuffled oracles that I have set out for you. Let's do this one first. We have, I forgive myself for feeling as though I need to prove that I am good enough to receive that which I desire. I choose to believe that I am innately worthy and my worth is not dependent on the way I show up or the extent to which I share with the world the martyr esteem. Which, yeah, very much is in line with like, maybe these things aren't happening for me because I'm not worthy of them, you know, but you totally are, pile 2. You definitely are. We have open. And number 24, Saturn structure. So some of you may be going through a Saturn return right now as well. And we have that major Saturn planetary shift happening in the world right now. So there are lots of big changes happening for many of us, depending on your placement astrologically. But definitely I feel like you guys are dealing with quite a bit, you know, dealing with a lot of change, a lot of things happening. And it's like when one door closes, another one opens, you know. You are totally worthy of the things that you want, the things that you desire. You don't need to be working a certain way or achieving a certain thing in order for you to receive that. You know, you are innately worthy, just as this card says, and your worth is not dependent on how you show up or what you look like or, you know, the amount that you make in the world or what you achieve and the grades you get, things like that, you know, in college or whatever your situation is, right? It's not about that. It's not about the car you drive. It's not about, you know, what social class your family was raised or anything like that. That has nothing to do with your worth. You are worthy. You are more than enough for the things that which you desire. So I feel like you need to really know that and believe, not just know it, but believe that you are worthy of it. And I feel with the Saturn card here with structure, don't cling to old ideas or old concepts of what success is or looks like, or old ways that really restrict your potential. It really leaves you discouraged, and you know, that can leave you in that place where like, oh, I can't go after this because of, you know, you believe things have to be done a certain way, or you believe that you have to do XYZ in order to get this, or in order to be recognized and get that validation, or in order for another door to open for you, or because you're not of this particular, you know, class, or of this particular look, like you don't have like this tall, skinny, beautiful look maybe, and you're like on the shorter side and you're not blonde or whatever, that you can't have an opportunity open up for you to be like a model per se. You know what I'm saying? Like there are so many social stigmas that we stick to, and we believe old ways in which those are not necessarily true anymore, you know. I feel like that's very important for you to believe that there are new times ahead, new shifts, and the world is changing, and it's time that you change with it, you know. 24 condenses to 6. This is all about problem solving, all about harmony and adjusting. It's really interesting too that the 2 and a 4, it's about duality, choices, peace, being in balance with yourself, and really choosing you. I feel like choosing to see that you are worthy, choosing to see that you have this beautiful quality about yourself, both inside and out, you know, and that really radiates throughout your entire being. And once you start really embodying that quality and believing that you have that spark in you, people are really going to recognize, like, wow, there it is, you know, like there's something about the way that you really carry yourself when you believe that you are worthy versus when you believe that you aren't. And not to say that people don't recognize and see you, because there are people in the world who definitely do already, you know, like just like Professor Trelawney actually was really interesting. So many people think she's just crazy, like batshit crazy, you know, and think that she's full of crap and like doesn't know anything that she's talking about. But Dumbledore believed in her. Dumbledore knew she knew what she was talking about, saw her worth, saw her value, saw her magic, you know, in her. And though not many other people saw it, because the way she presented herself, the way she maybe didn't seem at the time when, you know, she first came up with prophecy, he did, and therefore made her the divination professor at Hogwarts. And so even as a professor, though, you know, a lot of students think she's batshit crazy and don't really believe in her until her, again, prophecy with this grim teacup reading. That it's like, oh my gosh, it makes sense. And though she kind of deciphered it a little differently, depending how you look at it, you know, she knows what she's talking about, and she believes in herself. She believes in her, what she teaches. She believes in her abilities, and she knows, you know, that there is knowledge behind what she's putting out there, if that makes sense. Merit, I think that was the right word I was looking for. But like, where was I going now with this whole explanation? That this is why it's important for you to really step into your authority, which brings me to the number 4 with this 24. It's about structure, which is on this card here. 4 is a number of structure, foundation, stability, manifestation. And interestingly enough, when Professor Trelawney is introduced into the series of not series, but like into the movies or into the books, depending what you watch, maybe you did both like me, it's called the Order of the Phoenix. And number 4 is also a number of order, practicality, home, protection. And she's protected by the other professors and by Dumbledore when crazy Dolores Umbridge is like, I will have order, and she tries to kick her out, you know. And though she's no longer the divination professor at that time, spoiler alert, sorry, Dumbledore and McGonagall take care of her, you know. They make sure that she still has a place to stay because she's been there forever, right? For so many years, I mean. But anyway, getting back to what I really wanted to nail in here, because I'm rambling way too long. You're probably like, get to the point, Krista. This is really about you stepping into your authority and really growing through having discipline. And by doing this, you can either take on a mentor or mentor someone else. Did I say that correctly? Like, look for someone to mentor you or find someone to mentor so that you can really grow into this, seeing your potential and seeing just how worthy you are, just seeing how much skill and ability and magic you have within you. And either that you can, and from there you can really step into your authority. That will really open up doors for you, you know. With this open card, it really does talk about accessing your past lives. Maybe there's something drawing you in, and as far as like what's blocking you from your path, you know, it ultimately feels like you clinging on to something that is not serving you anymore, clinging on to old thought patterns and beliefs, maybe habits that aren't serving you anymore. And it's time for you to let go and instead, you know, absorb things. Instead, be a sponge from somebody else, whether it be from someone who is wiser than you or someone who is not, you know, because you can still learn by mentoring someone else. That's how you grow. And you can also grow by learning from someone who is where you want to be. And like, with that, going back to this open accessing your past lives, this is understanding your soul, because your soul knows and laid out this blueprint for you, right? They want to understand, to help you understand yourself more deeply by accessing your past lives, you know. So past life regression might be something that you might want to tap into. But I rambled for far too long on this section, so let's get more details with tarot, because I do feel like I don't know why I keep hearing love is an open door from Frozen. That's the second Frozen reference that I have had recently. So take that if it resonates, pile two. Excuse me, I just burped. Ace of Wands at the bottom before I even shuffle. So there is something that like you might be feeling really drawn to. However, you're very much like, obviously you came to this reading because like what's blocking your path, right? What's keeping you from this path? And it's, again, it feels like, you know, clinging to something that's not serving you, clinging to an old idea, an old concept of what success is or has to look like, or how to get there, you know. And I feel like maybe the how is not as important. What is blocking pile two from their, that was interesting, Page of Wands reverse. What's blocking pile two from their death? What's blocking pile two from their path? The Knight of Swords. What's blocking pile two from their path? The Sun. And the Fool reversed. Okay. The back of your deck, we have the King of Cups. So pile two, I feel like this is just the blockage for you guys. It's almost like you guys are facing setbacks, and because of those setbacks, it's like you're being impulsive and you're trying to really rush in towards this new beginning, towards that open door. And by doing so, it's almost like working against you, rather than like connecting with logic, connecting with your thoughts, connecting with, you know, what it is that you desire, and thinking things through. And you're kind of like in your head about like, you know, you need to attain this, you need to perform a certain way, but then you don't really like, it's almost like overthinking things, but at the same time you're not thinking at all. I know that sounds so hypocritical and like doesn't really make sense, but that's almost the way it's coming across. Like, because you're so wrapped up about the way that you're going to come across, it's almost like you're so frustrated, you just impulsively do it because you don't know what to do at this point. You don't want to miss out on the opportunity, it feels like, because it's like, you know, check yourself. I just check yourself before you wreck yourself, you know. Fools rush in, and like it's almost like you rush in, but then you, at the last second, you hesitate because like you're worried about like, oh wait, but I didn't think about this. Oh wait, but then I didn't do this. You know, it's like that because this is so opposite. And like, you really just have to go with what's going to make you feel good. What feels right in your gut, because like letting go of the past ways that you've had, the past way you've done things this whole time, obviously the way you've been doing things has not been working. And so the definition, I'm just showing insanity in my head, the definition of insanity is you doing something the same way you've done it over and over and expecting a different outcome. And like, you can't expect the sun to come up again if you keep doing something and doing something over and over. And it's almost like you are delaying yourself by not doing something different and thinking outside of the box, by not like being a fool about it, by not doing this full thing. And I think like there is somebody that could be already in your life who could be mentoring you now, or just there as a support, and you could just ask them for advice and guidance, you know. They might have already given you this advice and guidance for some of you, I feel like, as well. And this is somebody who is just very connected to, you know, they're very emotionally connected to you. I feel like they care about you a lot. This is somebody who you can go to and they have very sound advice. They're not very stern and hard. This is somebody who really cares about you and really nurtures you in the best way without being like so motherly. You know, it doesn't feel like they coddle you in that way. This is somebody who is very like go with the flow, chill, but at the same time, you know, they get shit done and you admire them for that. The way that they are able to like, you know, there's so much chaos around them and they are able to just sit in their chair and handle whatever stormy seas are coming at them, because they can handle it. They go with the flow, and ultimately they see your value, they see your worth, and they see you. And I feel like once you ask them for this advice and guidance, you will be able to overcome this. And we'll take a look at that. We'll draw more cards for that as well, as far as like how to overcome this blockage. And drink some water, sorry. But as far as like what the blockage is, it really ultimately feels like you kind of like, it's like you don't know what it is that is holding you back, but at the same time you do. It's you. You know, it's certain things that you are not ready to let go of, but at the same time you're like, I know I need to stop doing this, but like, what if it's not that? What if it's this, you know? And so by you having like a sounding board, which is this other person, to really bounce your ideas off of, like, hey, what do you think of this? Or is this like the right move? You know, am I doing this wrong? Like, should I adapt in this way? And I think that by you doing that, you can really shift from the page to the knight to the king, you know? And of course, it's just energy. It doesn't matter what you identify as when we talk about it like that. But like, it's just about you having this rebirth, allowing yourself to have this rebirth so that you can achieve the happiness, you know, by you getting out of your head, not being so focused on the thoughts, the words, the things, and just do it without hesitation, without feeling like, you know, without feeling so much frustration energy, without feeling like there needs to be so much structure involved because that's the way it's always been done. You know, I feel like it's like that. Like there it needs to look a certain way, it needs to be done a certain way because it's always been that way. Well, who said it has to be that way now? You know, who set that precedent and said like, oh, if you don't do it this way, you're not going to have the success? Like, who said that, you know? And I feel like that is kind of like you setting that precedent in your own head. And what matters is at the end of the day, like, don't be focused on process, be focused on you getting it done in the way that you need to do it, because not everybody's process is going to look the same, you know? And clearly the process that you have been trying to do is not working, and it's time for you to open a different door. Try a different door because the key you're using is not working. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just curious what's behind that. 8 of Swords. Yes, free yourself from your own mind. Free yourself from your own fears, doubts, and anxieties, because that's ultimately going to bring you where you want to be. So, but let's draw more cards as far as like what it is that you can do to overcome this blockage, because I do feel like that's what you need to do, is just to free your mind from this blockage. Like the blockage here is just you overthinking things, and then like at the same time, I know it sounds so like it's fighting yourself, but it's you fighting yourself. You know, it's you being like overthinking and impulsive, and just at the last second you stop at the door and you're like, wait a minute, but I forgot about this, what about this? And like you overthink it, and then you kind of hinder the process, and it's like you just need to go and do it. You just need to get it done, and then like fix it if you need to fix it afterwards. Ultimately, like there's a new approach for you to do something, because you're doing something in a reckless manner by like not really the way that you're doing it. It's just not working, and by refusing to change, by refusing to try a different approach, it is hurting you in the long run. Let's see, what can pile 2 do to overcome this blockage? It's almost like Hermione when she refused to believe in the divination process. Like she thought it was crap, she didn't believe in it, she thought that looking in the teacup wasn't real, and like she just couldn't get out of her books and out of her mind and go into the beyond, you know. And that's like kind of what it is. It's like you refuse to let go and let your mind do its thing, like tap into your intuition and let it flow, you know. So let's see, what can pile 2 do to overcome this blockage? We have Page of Swords reversed, the Devil. I wonder if I can like, did I do that for the other pile? What can pile 2 do to overcome 3 of Swords reversed? What can pile 2 do to overcome this blockage? 8 of Swords reversed. Told you guys about that. Compiled to do. Whoa! Way too many cards, guys. I even dropped some on the ground. Hold on. Okay. One more, please. What can pile 2 do to overcome this blockage? Oh. Okay. 4 of Pentacles. And the back of your deck is the Ace of Wands. Wow. That was like the first card we saw at the back of your deck before I started shuffling anything. So interesting. Pile 2 to overcome your blockage. I feel like it's just about you taking that action. Be very mindful of the words that you use when you whatever this is, because like the path that, you know, whatever path this is, it's going to vary for everybody, obviously. I feel like with the Devil here, it's just really like your negative thinking needs to stop, you know. We need to be like getting a hold of that and not allowing it to really get the best of us, because even with the 3 of Swords reversed here, I feel like this is a lot of negative self-talk, a lot of like that having a control of us, and just freeing yourself from that negativity, from those thought patterns and those behaviors and the self-doubt and the fear, you know, because ultimately that's something that's keeping you trapped, and you need to be really mindful of your energy at this time, like when it comes to, you know, how you treat yourself, how you talk to yourself, the way that you are, and give yourself some self-love when it comes to overcoming this blockage, because I think that you're too hard on yourself right now. And in order for you to truly be able to open the door to enjoy this process of unblocking the path, if that's even a thing, like to enjoy the process, which I think it is, you know. I just think it's like a weird way for me to say it, but like, in order for you to really be able to flourish in this new rebirth process, for you to finally have this happiness and contentment for you moving forward along your journey in whatever path this is, right? This is really you having the self-care, because you need to really nurture yourself. I think because you have 3 cards here that I feel like is very strongly indicating to me that there's so much, you know, it's like you just beat yourself up almost. Like you know when in the cartoons how there's like an angel and the devil on the shoulder, it's almost like the angel's not there anymore, and you allow the devil to just take over and kind of talk to you and say, like, you know, it's like the devil, like you know how it shows like Tom and Jerry, and like when either one of them, they have the angel and devil version of themselves sitting on their shoulder. It's like the angel and devil version of you, and so it's you dressed up as like the devil, and like you're talking to yourself in such a negative way, and like you're like, I can't believe you let yourself do that. I can't believe you did that. Why did you do that? I told you not to do that. Ha ha ha. Now we're stuck here. Blah blah blah. Like you're blaming yourself for things that aren't even in your control, and ultimately like blaming yourself for mistakes that you've made, and not allowing yourself to instead see these mistakes as growing opportunities, as opportunities for you to learn and evolve and mold yourself into something greater. And you know, if we don't have these opportunities to fail and to make mistakes, we can't mold ourselves into something greater. We can't evolve and grow and become these great people, you know, characters. That's character building, that's grit, that's formation of who we are. And like, do you think Superman became Superman because he was just born an incredible person? No. When he was raised by his parents, his human parents, he went through so much, you know, growing up, and that molded him to be a great person. Okay, Clark Kent, not just Superman as Clark Kent, because he could have turned out evil, right? He could have became someone totally different and used his strength and powers and abilities in a totally different way, had he not let these events, these mistakes, these hardships mold him and shape him into something great. And not just great, extraordinary. And I feel like that's like the key word of the day. And you guys are doing just that, and I feel like you need a little reminder of just how extraordinary you are. And once you allow yourself to have that little self-love, not just little, I feel like you need it a lot of self-love, and don't feel guilty about it either, because you need that self-love in order for you to really spark that creative spark inside of you, that fire going again with this Ace of Wands to the back of your deck. No more fighting yourself, no more having this conflict, and really just come back into alignment with yourself and really pour back into yourself, because right now it's just not there, you know. It's time for you to come back to center, time for you to come back to you. And with that structure and discipline, I feel like it's structure and discipline with you, and bringing it back to like, okay, bye bye devil, it's time for me to give myself some love. And 24, like I told you before, condenses to the number 6. 6 is the number of the Lover's card. 15 condenses to 6. Love, 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 love. And it's really interesting because the Devil card also very similar symbolism to the Lover's card as well. It's about choices. Same choices. It's just the shadow aspect of the choices, you know what I'm saying? So it's really just about you understanding that and coming to terms with that there's nothing wrong with your shadow side. It's about you learning to love on your shadow side and allow that shadow side to help you heal and grow and evolve. So without me babbling way too much, because I feel like I've already done that, I hope that this was clear for you to understand that, you know, for you to overcome this blockage, it's just about you ending the negative self-talk, the self-doubt, the self-deprecation for some of you. I feel like that's a thing, and you might be in a really deep dark mode, especially when with some of you being in Saturn return, or some of you might even be going into Saturn return, you know, and it's going to be heavy. I'm not gonna lie, my Saturn return was really, really rough, and it fucking sucked. And like, I will tell you, there is a light at the tunnel. If I can get through it, you can get through it. We can all get through it together, and I promise you, you will come back on the other side so much fucking stronger, so much fucking wiser, and it's going to be so fucking worth it. And it's not going to be hard the entire time. You will get through it. I promise you, you will be so strong. And if you're feeling like you need extra help, I'm not a medical professional by any means, but please reach out to the correct people that you need to, because I want to send you all the love in the world, and I want you to have all the things that you need to get through what you're getting through. But I want you to finish off with these. Oh my god, did I just do that? It's fine. I was like, did I just do that? I want to finish off with these advice and guidance from the universe to you, pile 2, because I feel like it feels like a rough one for you guys, and you guys need the advice and guidance right now. I'm sending you all my love. Thank you. That's way too many cards, Spirit. Advice and guidance for pile 2, please. We have trust. The universe has a plan for you. Yes, the universe totally has a plan for you, pile 2. Advice and guidance for pile 2, please. We have Freya. You are worthy. Exactly what I've been telling you the entire reading. You are loved. Totally, totally, pile 2. I also have a Freya love reading if you are interested. I had a separate message just from Freya in the very beginning of that reading. If you're not interested in like a relationship part of the reading, I will drop it below, and you can just click on that portion of the timestamp so that you can get the channeled message that I got from Freya herself. I thought that was really cool that I was able to tap in that way. I meditated and I was very intentional with that. So you can go ahead and take a listen, because I feel like that might be something worth listening to for you guys, pile 2. I'll drop it down below for you. Advice and guidance for pile 2, please. We have true north. Stay true to yourself. Definitely. And look at that snake there. I feel like this is definitely hinting at transformation for you guys. Transforming, stepping into your authenticity and stepping into your authority, taking your power back. One more, please. Advice and guidance for pile 2. Transformation again, you guys. Shed, let go, make room for greatness. And yeah, you guys are definitely doing that. Shedding, let go, make room for greatness. And don't cling on to those things like just because it feels comfortable. Sometimes it feels, sometimes it's good to like step out of your comfort zone. Wow, why are words so hard right now? The back of your deck, we have manifestation. Oh, I love this so much for you guys. What you seek is seeking you. This is definitely what you need to hear right there at the center. What you seek is seeking you, pile 2. Exactly. Magic happens at all times of the year, and it's seeking you right now. You just need to understand that you are worthy of it and believe that. Believe it. Seriously, because you are worthy, you are loved. Stay true to yourself, because trust me, the universe has a plan for you, and you are transforming as we speak. Okay? I love you guys so, so much. Please go ahead and smash the like button and comment down below that, what is it? The crystal ball emoji. So I know, or a teacup. So I know that you're from Professor Trelawney's pile 2. And yeah, let me know how you guys enjoyed your reading, if this brought you clarity and things like that. I love talking stories with you in the comment section. And yes, thank you guys so much for being here with me. I would love it if you went ahead and subscribed and hit the little bell notification so you don't miss a beat. And yes, you guys, thank you so much for being here. I'm also going to be dropping my Patreon link down below in case you're interested in joining our magical family there, where we have exclusive content and weekly energy readings, and not available here, week ahead readings, not available here on YouTube. And yeah, guys, thank you so much for being here with me. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys very soon. Have a magical day or night whenever you're watching this, and see you next time. Bye. What's up, pile 3? Oh my gosh, my voice cracked, sorry. What's up, pile 3? If you chose Madeye, Moody, and or these 3 candle card, 3 tea light candle card. That sounds so weird when I say it. Welcome to your reading. I'm gonna put Madeye right there. Yeah, let's reveal your card. I have other oracles we'll reveal soon. It says candle magic. Every day things get better. And honestly, I started to get like a little cramp in my tummy, so maybe some of you have been feeling a little off lately, especially physically, maybe, because it's so strange for me to get that feeling all of a sudden. It's not like that's normal. So I'm sending you love and healing energy. I also feel like maybe some of you hide a lot of things very well, and people don't really realize when you're dealing with stuff. You know, they don't, you're very good at keeping things under wraps, you know, disconnecting from certain emotions perhaps. And yeah, well, let's just reveal the rest of your cards here though, so take that only if it resonates. We have, I forgive myself for shaming and rejecting the experience of imperfection. I choose to believe that my unique expression invites me to show up in ways that may challenge ideas of what is currently preferable in order to make room for something greater. The conformist acceptance. Okay, and we have luck and number 1, Aries act. So Aries placements might be significant for some of you, or Aries season. And the letter A. Lots of A's. A. So lots of A's here, even with acceptance. But again, only take it if it resonates, and it doesn't necessarily have to mean you have to be an Aries to watch this, or you have to have the letter A in your name. So it's just a layer of confirmation. Oh, there, see, my tummy just growled. As far as like what's blocking your path, I feel like you have to be very, it could be like a series of unfortunate events that has been blocking your path lately, and or like feeling unlucky, you know, and like acting a little bit on edge because of this. Like, what am I doing wrong? You know, especially if things haven't been going right. I mean, obviously things haven't been going right, but like what I mean to say is like when you are performing a certain way and it's not the way that you should be, or when you're turning in work and it's not the work that is up to your standards, you know, it's not perfect, and things like that. It's almost like you are just disappointed in yourself, and you are just like, seriously, this is not okay. And you feel like it's outside of your control a little bit, and like the blockage here, I feel like it's just getting out of that perception of how things are, you know. Like it could be that you are experiencing so many things going wrong. You're like, when is the other, like, when are things going to start shifting back in the other way? Like, when is the wheel of fortune going to turn the other way? You know, it's like, it's kind of like that. And like, rather than looking at things that way, like, is it really that bad though? Like, see how this card just says luck, and you just assume it's good luck because it's 4 aces, and 4 aces are a good thing, right? But why wouldn't it say good luck then? It just depends on how you perceive it, and it depends on what game you're playing, because in some games 4 aces might equate to bad, like a losing hand. Don't ask me what game. I can't say it at the top of my head per se, but yeah, the important thing to remember here is, like, when it comes to the blockage of your path, like, rather than being so consumed by, you know, getting to the next things in hopes that it'll be a good outcome, you know, and rushing in to get it done, and, you know, we need to be really mindful of that. We need to be very mindful of, like, rushing to get it done in hopes that it'll be a good thing instead of a bad thing, because it's all about our perception. And then when we rush, that's how accidents happen, and then therefore the outcome is not what we hoped it would be, right? We get impatient, we get distracted, and then, sorry guys, Bruno's barking, and then with this luck card, again, it's that perception, right? We shift our perception. Is it really that bad, or is it good? We get to decide how we perceive it and then how we respond to it. And instead of being like, with Aries, this act card, I feel like this could be rushing in. Don't rush in. You know, we get impatient, like I told you. Remember that fire that you have inside. Aries is very fiery, passionate energy, you know. Remember that fire and that passion that you have inside of you, and set healthy boundaries, you know, with yourself and with whatever it is that this involves, that this path involves, and just start those boundaries and keep set to those boundaries, you know. But let's draw more cards, because I feel like that's so vague, and like I'm not really drawing that much. Like, I keep blinking out after a little bit, so I almost feel like there might be more to the story. Like, there's either so much coming in at once that I'm getting overwhelmed. So let me draw in, and I feel like maybe that could be, I don't want to say that it's your energy. It's very different from the other groups though. What is blocking pile 3 from their path? The 8 of Cups, the Ace of Wands reversed, oh Lord, 2 Wands reversed. What's blocking pile 3 from their path? The Knight of Swords, excuse me. One more, please. What's blocking? 8 of Pentacles reversed. Okay. In the back of your deck is the Queen of Wands reversed. Sorry, I heard Sky. What's blocking your path is like, is that you need to walk away from things that are not like lighting that spark in you, that are not, you know, giving you that fire inside. And this can just be like concepts, ideas, approaches to things, and perceptions of things. And like, it almost feels like you're stuck in this addictive loop of rushing in to things rather than thinking things through. Or, you know, sometimes this can even be like you being so quick to fire off with your words that you don't think it through, that it causes like a little bit of a backlash. It causes things to work against you. It causes, it adds to that fire of, you know, bad luck. that what you label as bad luck. You know, oh, that person just doesn't like me, or like I just rubbed them the wrong way. We just don't have a good chemistry, a good vibe, or like, oh, you know, that boss just doesn't like me, or that teacher just doesn't, the professor just doesn't like me, and like, so they always give me a bad grade, and you're in this addictive loop of like putting it on other people, or putting it on like luck, or putting it on like bad luck, or like almost like, you know, rejecting the experience of imperfection, that like sometimes it is you and it's not them, you know, like you are unique in your expression and you show up in different ways that might challenge ideas. Like it just says it right here. It may challenge ideas of what is currently preferable in order to make room for something greater. So though you prefer doing things a certain way, or saying things a certain way, or showing up in a certain way, sometimes like it's not to your standard or what you deem as perfect, or like how you prefer doing it, but sometimes that way is better. Sometimes that way is, you know, sometimes you have to recognize that, you know, the way you uniquely express yourself, whether it be the way you show in your work, the way you perform, the way you speak, like I said, you know, shift your perspective to see that that is what it is, you know, that it challenges ideas of what's currently preferable for other people, how other people perceive you and your work, or your words, or how you speak, or how you present yourself and your work, and in order to make room for something greater. So just perceive it differently, shift the perspective, because that's pretty much what it is with this luck card. It's about shifting the perspective of you showing up. It's not that they don't like you, it's not that they have something against you, it's not that they, you know, disagree with whatever it is that you have, or do, or say, or look like, or whatever. It's shifting the perspective that maybe you can agree to disagree, shifting the perspective that maybe there's something different that you can do, because there's an alternative, you know, maybe you can make room for something even greater than either of you ever imagined, you know. And so every day things get better, realizing like, rather than getting stuck in this addictive loop of doing the same thing over and over and over, like this Eight of Pentacles in the upright, how this boy here in this picture is doing the same pentacle over and over and over, the same one over and over and over, mastering it, the same one over and over and over. It's time for you to shift, change, do something different, rather than delaying yourself, rather than not planning, and shifting your worldview. You know, when I see this Two of Wands, it's like changing your view on something, changing your perspective, because this can often talk about like long distance, which is like from another world, from another not world, but like a distant land, you know, like overseas. And oftentimes when people come from different countries, they have different perspectives, they have different ways of doing things, different cultures, you know, and that makes it different. It doesn't make it wrong or any less right or better or worse or whatever. It's just different. And I feel like that's really the key here. That's what's blocking you, is like understanding that there's no wrong or right, it's just different. And like finding that spark again by you lighting it up and seeing that there's no wrong or right. It's just finding something different and lighting that wand again, and walking away from thought patterns and belief patterns that there's only your way or the highway. You know what I mean? And I'm not trying to call you out on anything or say like, oh, you're selfish or anything. That's not me at all. This is me just saying maybe there's something different, and the blockage here is like, try something different. Let's walk away from that path and shift to another way. Let's let go of like always wanting to go for 4 aces in our hand and try something else, because we don't always have to like do the same hand and be so predictable. You know what I mean? Not to say that that's what Aries energy is, because I by no means do I feel like Aries energy is predictable. Definitely not. But I do feel like with the Queen of Wands here in the back, it's just about like being frustrated and, you know, very much repelling in your energy. And because you're so repelling, this can often work against you and cause the blockage to become that much more what is it called? Magnitude. That's not the word, but it's like the blockage can just be that much more like boom, 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 you know, like even more, like seem bigger than what it actually is, because you're exuding that energy. And like, look at the Hierophant, like sometimes there's some wise words of wisdom that can come through from someone, and usually when it's from an old fart that you're like, no dude, like sometimes we refuse to listen to that advice, right? And we're like, no, I'm good, you know what I mean? And we just need to have some patience with ourselves and with other people, and like let go of these patterns, these thought behaviors, and these old ways that we cling on to that are keeping us stuck with where we are, because it's keeping us from getting this Queen of Pentacles energy. It's keeping us from going off to this Three of Wands. See how the wands are all reversed? We need to like shift things. We need to change things up and like move forward in some way. So how can we overcome this blockage? Let's shuffle cards out for that. Okay, how can pile 3 overcome this blockage? We have 5 of Wands. Can pile 3 overcome this blockage? The High Priestess. Can pile 3 overcome this blockage? Too many. 6 of Cups. 10 of Wands. And the 6 of Pentacles. Back of your deck. Can I put that there? No, it's too bright. Ace of Pentacles. Okay. Pile 3. I feel like to overcome this blockage, we just need to really like end the conflict within yourself, you know, feeling like, you know, but then I need to do it like this because that's not my best work, or like I wouldn't do it that way normally. Really allowing yourself to do things differently and trust like you can use your gifts still and in different ways. You know, you can still trust that there are ways for you to highlight your gifts in the best way. You have more 6 energy coming here. Did I say more 6? You have 2 6 energies coming here. 6 is a number of problem solving, cooperation, harmony, adjusting, you know. And so letting go of the past and no longer allowing that to hold you back, you know, like I have to do it this way. Like I feel like Aries have this energy of like being able to adapt and change and go do things differently. You have that passionate, fiery energy of like being able to pave the way. That's why you're the first sign, you know, you are the pioneers, you know, and you can definitely do that. And like by you letting go and unburdening yourself of the responsibility of having to do things a certain way, having to hold on to old ways and old, you know, concepts or ideas of doing things, you can then see that you're going to flourish with that. Someone will be more generous with you. I feel like this could be an offering of more energy, time. This could be like if the path that you're talking about has to do with, you know, money. I feel like this is money coming towards you as well, or this could even be a possible raise for some of you. This could even be a position of some kind that you've been going for, or an opportunity. And like I said, with love in particular, this could be someone being generous with you, with their love and their energy. This could be a new opportunity for a relationship with the Ace of Pentacles at the back of your deck too. So overcoming this blockage is like trusting that you can still use your talents and abilities. It's not about you flopping it all and throwing it all in the wind and saying, okay, well, like, if I have to do things differently, then what am I supposed to do? Like, it's about you making these adjustments and figuring out a different way for you to use these abilities, use your skill set, use your mind. And you might even have psychic abilities, with this being the high priestess, and intuition, and use that intuition and insight in order for you to tap in on how you can do this. You know, don't stonewall and let this be something that holds you back and, you know, go spiraling down in a way of like, well, how am I supposed to do that? Like, don't get in your head about that. It's about you being that pioneer that you are, and finding a different way rather than fighting with yourself within, conflicting with yourself as to like, how am I supposed to do this? How am I supposed to do that? Figure out ways and how you can apply your skill set, your abilities, your mind to what you're going towards, to attacking the situation, the problem, the thing that's before you, in order for you to overcome and unburden yourself of this load. And I feel like that load is coming to an end. You know, I feel like that load is the thing that's really going to be what you can be free of, you know, and just see the light at the end of the tunnel, you know, achieving this great opportunity that's coming towards you. And I think even behind this is something that you've been manifesting, being able to take advantage of opportunities that are coming your way, and rather than feeling like the grass is greener on the other side, you know, you're able to thus be able to see like the grass is greener where you water it, baby, and I'm watering my grass. Here I am, you know, I'm the best motherfucking planter, I'm the best motherfucking waterer, farmer, you know what I mean? I can do it all. Like, just like Madeye Moody, you know, he has like a peg leg thing, and he's got a crazy cool like eyeball that can see all the things, and like, he doesn't let any of that hold him back. You know, he uses his skill set and his abilities and his mind and his power to figure things out, to make him that much wiser and stronger and overcome the things, the obstacles in his way. And I feel like just now I had this breakthrough, like, oh my gosh, yes, it clicked. It went ding, 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 ding. I think I was so much in my head, and maybe that was like part of getting wrapped up in this energy. I don't want to blame it on you. I feel like that's part of me. But getting so wrapped up in the energy of like, wait, why am I stuck here? Why can't I get the words out? Why am I like having so much trouble overcoming this thing? And I feel like that's what it is for you guys. It's like clicking in your head that's going to go ding, 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 and boom. It's like, I got it now. I have this, and I'm going to make this happen, and I'm going to have this epiphany moment where it all clicks and it all makes sense, and you have your skill set and your abilities and your strengths. Play to your strengths. Just like how Madeye Moody tells Harry Potter in The Goblet of Fire, what are your strengths? And then he's like, oh, I'm a fair flyer. And he's like, more than fair. And then he helps him to call upon his fire bolts and get the dragon egg from the dragon, and or that special golden egg, not the dragon egg, but from the dragon, and get his clue. And like, it's just all these things that are just popping off in my head that are like giving you examples of how you can use your skill sets and your abilities to play to your strengths. Because Harry Potter was in no league to compete in the Goblet of Fire in the Triwizard Tournament with the other wizards that were in it, and he was way younger. He wasn't appropriate enough to be competing with them. He didn't have the same skill sets as them, and like, he figured it out. You know, the other competitors could figure out like the Bubblehead charm. Victor Krum transformed into the shark head. And what did Harry Potter do? He asked his friend who could help him. Neville Longbottom gave him gillyweed, and what did he do? He was able to grow gills and swim underwater and breathe underwater for an hour. So that was incredible. Like, he didn't he didn't, like, he was like sulking in the beginning, like he couldn't figure it out. He couldn't figure it out. They were reading so many books trying to figure it out, and Madeye Moody here, who wasn't really himself, pointed him in the right direction by giving Neville Longbottom this book, who happened to have the answer with him this entire time, and boom, that's what it is. I feel like that's exactly what you guys are doing, pile 3. So before I ramble way too long into Harry Potter realms and worlds and all of those things, I feel like that's exactly what you guys are doing, is like seeing that you don't have a stream of bad luck, you have a stream of good luck, and seeing, like, rather than looking at the glass half empty, look at it half full, all the things that are going right for you rather than all the things that are going wrong. Because Harry Potter could have looked at it that way. He could have looked at, oh, my parents died, I got to live with the not the Weasleys, the friggin' oh my god, I was gonna say the Pettigrews, the Dursleys, and they treated me like shit, and I still have to go there every single time, and my life sucks, you know. But no, he looks at it as incredible. He has amazing friends. He gets to go to the best school ever. He's a freaking wizard, and he had help every single time he was in a pinch against Voldemort, and like, he was so lucky. He sees it as that way. And so why does he continue to be lucky? Because he's so appreciative and grateful for the luck that he has. Oh my gosh, I'm burping so much because so much energy is flowing. So sorry, guys. But yes, you guys are literally, it's about shifting your perspective, as I said in the beginning. So before I keep rambling, let's close you out with advice and guidance from the universe, shall we? I hope that makes sense in terms of like how to overcome this blockage. Is just getting out of that conflicting stage in your mind about, like, why is this happening to me? He could have just easily sat in that, why is this happening to me? Why couldn't someone else be the chosen one? Why couldn't Neville be the chosen one? You know, they literally share the same birthday, and like, instead he saw it as he was the lucky one. He has his powers, his skill sets, his abilities, his resources, and chose to release himself from his past, from his thought patterns, and whatever he had in his past, used it as a strength, drew from it as a strength, released his burden, and chose to see that and achieve the things that he wanted. And people were so generous with him, you know, because of how appreciative he was, because of, you know, the things that he would do. We have magic wand, all that Harry Potter talk. Focus your energy on one thing. So rather than trying to do it all, and maybe that is something that you are trying to do, focus your energy on just one thing at a time. Moonflower, bloom even if no one is watching. Advice and guidance for pile 3, please. I'm hearing one step at a time by, is it Jordan Sparks? There's no need to rush. Okay, I won't sing because that's, my throat is so dry and I don't. Anyways, mirror, mirror, the beauty you see in me is a reflection of you. I love this, you guys. So you guys might not see yourselves as beautiful or as worthy or as, you know, but you are. Wow, that was so quick. If you are looking for a sign, here it is, baby. Here it is. The back of your deck, we have waning gibbous, count your blessings. And literally, what were we just talking about? How, like, appreciating the things that are going for you and shifting your perspective as to, like, what you have happening for you is really going to change everything. And I think that that's what this card is really reminding you of, is like, count your blessings and not your problems. So that is where I'm going to leave your reading, pile 3. Please go ahead and leave me is there an eyeglass emoji so that we know you are from Professor Madeye Moody's, or an eyeball emoji so that I know you're from Madeye Moody's group. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please go ahead and smash the like button, and like I said, drop an eyeball emoji or an eyeglass emoji so I know you're from pile 3. And yeah, let me know how you guys enjoyed this. I hope it brought you clarity and insights and all the things that you needed from this reading, and it found you at the time that you were meant to. So thank you guys so much for watching and being here with me. I hope you loved it here enough to hit the subscribe button and hit the little bell notification so you don't miss a beat. I'm also going to be dropping my Patreon link down below in case you're interested in joining our magical family there, where we have exclusive content and weekly week ahead energy readings not available here on YouTube. So thank you guys so much for being here with me. I hope you guys have a magical day or night whenever you're watching this, and I will see you soon. Bye! What's up, pile 4? If you chose Professor McGonagall and or this cute card with the kids playing the leaves, welcome to your reading. I'm going to put Professor McGonagall right here, and we're going to reveal your card. This feels very like fun inner child energy. It might be like cozy vibes or really cool. Like I just get really cool vibes from you guys. Like, not really sure why. You would think warm, but like I feel like really, like when I say cool, I mean like really cool, like cool kids, you know. We're gonna reveal your card now. It says, "Let the leaves go. I can let go of what I no longer need." So I have other pre-shuffled oracles for you guys as well. I'm gonna reveal those in just a second, but I definitely feel like this is you guys releasing things that you don't need anymore, like the fall season, you know. You let go of the things you don't need and make room for what's coming, you know, so that you can rest in the winter and be ready for the spring when new things come blooming. And so let's just get your pre-shuffled oracles here as well before I start diving in. But yeah, like I said, very cool kid energy, you know, like what is that song? Is it called Cool Kids? I don't know who sings it, but it's like, I wish that I could be like the cool kids. I can't sing for anything right now. I forgive myself for holding on to habits that no longer serve me. I choose to believe that when I set the intention to have compassion for my emotional experience, I will find I am able to more effortlessly engage in behaviors that to better support me, the addict comfort. So again, more of that like letting go. Let it go. Ancient records. And 38. Okay, I'm going to butcher this. 𝒕𝒐𝒔𝒔 root. Which gives me very much like letting go of maybe habits, thought patterns that you've picked up in this lifetime that are not of you or not for you, are not in alignment of who you are. Look at, even this crystal looks very much root-like. I need a drink of water, 1 second. But I definitely feel like your energy is very grounded and very like tied to sacred things as well. As far as like what's blocking your path, I think it's just about you really getting to the root of what's calling you there. What is the path that you are on? Like, why are you on it? Letting go of habits, thought patterns, beliefs, and doubts and fears and things that are not serving you on this path. You know, what is it that you can let go of that you don't need? Even like physical things, you know, material things, making room, purging your closet. It can look like, you know, you stepping into your authentic self. And like, I feel like at some point in time, maybe you've always had to feel like you had to dress a certain way or be a certain way to fit in with the crowd, like the cool kids, you know. I wish that I could be like the cool kids. And like, you just didn't realize that you were a cool kid all along, you know, all on your own. Like, you don't need to look or be a certain way. You already are, just the way you are. And like, I think that like once you authentically step into like your own personal style, your own personal like whatever it is, you know, and be yourself out loud, and whatever that may be for you or looks like for you, that's going to help to really release a lot of blockages in itself. I feel like there's more to it than just that. with this root card, I feel like there's like more to like digging. That's just digging up part of it, like part of the, you know, part of the layer. There's like more layers down to get to the roots, right? And like there are unconscious patterns that really underlie from your past that really need to be released. And that's what it is, you know. Really take a look at your roots and your foundations and like lean into what makes you feel grounded and secure and safe in who you are, and let go of what doesn't, you know. With this ancient records card, I feel like this is more more like getting into alignment in your soul's blueprint and like your soul's calling. You know, really accept the events that are occurring for your life and understand that at some point in time your soul has created this blueprint. This is all happening because your soul mapped it out for you already before. And like once you kind of understand that and gain a little bit of acceptance in that, then like you can choose to go through and then there, you know, understand like that your soul is helping you to learn lessons that you wanted to explore in this lifetime, and for your purpose and your consciousness to really expand, and you'll gain a lot more clarity and learning and more like wisdom in order for you to really help you move through with self-love and peace throughout this lifetime, going through whatever this is that you're going through this path that you might feel blocked in. I know you're like, but what is the blockage? Like, what's blocking me? Why can't I move forward? It's like you kind of accepting that, you know, why is this happening to me versus like, I chose this, and understanding like this is what is going to help me evolve and grow and learn. And so again, like what's blocking you is just releasing things that are not in alignment with your soul and your soul's blueprint, because you made kind of like an agreement before with yourself, you know, like getting to the Groot. Look at this Groot. Getting to, oh, Groot is like a tree. Wow, maybe I said that on purpose. Strength on this side, and you have the Queen of Wands on this side. That's incredible. But definitely having that strength and compassion for yourself, for you to really move through this with, you know, kindness for yourself, love, and just picking up on things. I feel like there are things you know already and things you don't know, and sometimes tapping into those things, you'll gain a lot of clarity with this Ace of Swords coming out. What is the blockage? What is blocking Pile 4's path? Up or down? The Artist. What's blocking Pile 4's path? Again, up or down? Okay, we'll flip it this way. Okay, 4 of Cups. Okay, what's blocking Pile 4's path? 7 of Wands reversed. Blocking the Queen of Swords. Back of the deck is the 10 of Swords reversed. What's really blocking you from your path is seeing that you are actually the creator of your life. You created this. You have full control over what it is that you are doing, and how you react, how you respond, how you perceive, how you choose to move forward, what it is that you want to do. You know, if you feel like the grass is greener elsewhere, guess what? You can go elsewhere. You can choose that. And I feel like you are clear of mind as far as like what it is that you want to create, what it is that you want to do and pursue. And it's just, you're caught up in the how. You're kind of caught up in the how can I get there? I see the end goal, and I see like where I want to go in the end and where I want to be and who I want to be, but I don't know how to get there. And it's almost this energy of like, stop worrying about the how. Stop fighting yourself with the how. Get out of that energy and allowing yourself to really just step into almost like you want to give up, but at the same time you want this end thing so bad. You want to get to the end of your path, that that vision that you have for yourself so badly, because it's so clear to you, and you can feel it in your soul and your gut, and you know that's where you need to be and where you're meant to be and belong. The vision, the picture is clear as day. You painted it so clearly and vividly and beautifully, and it's awesome. And you know it's going to be great when you get there. It's just how. And it's like parts of you want to give up in ways because you just don't know how to do it. You don't know how to get there, and you feel kind of like a failure in some ways, right? You feel like you kind of betray yourself in some ways, and maybe there's a little bit of like you've had this phoenixing. You might have had this phoenix for some of you, in which you had rebirth phases, you had awakenings, you've had this rise of the ashes, what feels like several times, and somehow it's like overhyped, because like when you rise up, it's like, you know, and it's just not living up to expectation. And it could be like your own expectation, or there could be someone in your life who's very, very stern, very hard on you, which thus makes you hard on yourself, and like just very like yeah, but what do you really have to show for what you've done so far? Not very much, is it? And like it really gets you down. It really just does not help you at all, like in any sort of way. And like it's almost like your ego is beating you up. And like I said, I feel like for some of you, you might even have someone in your life who helps your ego beat you up as well. You know, it doesn't necessarily have to be a feminine, but it definitely is somebody who is brutal with you with their words. You know, they don't hold back when it comes to like being brutally honest, because it does trigger you at times when they say what they say, and it's like, wow, their words cut like a knife. And though some of the things that they say may not be true, because they only see what they want to see, it's like they have tunnel vision, right? They only want to look at how this queen is just focused only on her sword. She's not up and looking around and observant as the other typical Queen of Swords are pictured in like a typical Rider-Waite deck, right? Like she's focused only on her sword, and like only wants to see what her sword, like her sword, you know, her vision, her perspective. And like I think that's kind of what that person is. They only want to see their vision, their perspective of you, versus like, you know, what really is. They don't want to also see your perspective, your side of the spectrum as well, and also have compassion towards the things that you've been going through, which I feel like is a lot, you know. I feel like there's a lot of tough love here as well coming through, because like it's like McGonagall energy. They see your potential, they see what you can do, but also, you know, they don't necessarily trust your vision or see what you can see, and that's not your problem, that's their problem. The devil behind here, yeah, it's like letting go of a toxic, maybe not just thought pattern, but also relationship with your ego, or with this person, and or with this person, you know, if there's both for some of you, and like releasing that, and maybe not necessarily cutting off all ties, because I know for some of us that can't be done, or you know, for whatever reason, and that's totally fine, but at least setting up a boundary there in which you can say, okay, that's fine, that's your opinion, I'm gonna have mine. And I feel like this is just about you knowing that they are not the judge of your life. They don't get to tip the scales in your favor or their favor or whatever. You don't, you have to understand, like, the only person who can judge you is you. And even then, you're a harsh judge on yourself, you know, and the universe is who can truly judge you, you know, or like a higher power. And the higher power is not judging you in such a harsh way, you know. The higher power sees your truth and sees you for who you are, sees how innately worthy you are of all the things that you want and desire. And you just need to start believing that you are as well, and stop really hiding under the delusion that you can't have what you want because you are limited, or because, you know, you're wrapped up in the how. I don't know how to get there, I've tried this and that, and like it's almost like there's something like you've been lying to yourself about. And really just letting go of those things, because these are all majors behind that Ten of Swords, including this Temperance card. It's like Archangel Michael coming down and is it Michael in this? But she's different. So it's like your guardian angel coming down and really just coming down to bring you truth, coming down to tell you like, oh no, that's judgment. I'm sorry, excuse me. Temperance is different. Or is it? Anyways, I'm getting off track. But this guardian angel is coming down and really just telling you it's time for you to get into alignment with yourself and really be honest as far as like, what are you doing in terms of being in alignment with your roots? Are you letting go of things that are not serving you, including not just thought patterns and behaviors, you know, not just doing daily affirmations and telling yourself that you're worthy and things like that, but also behaviors, also habits. You know, are you waking up earlier? Are you at least attempting to do these things little by little, daily by daily? I can let go of what I no longer need. Do you need to go to bed really, really late? Do you need to do this? It's like this tough love mom energy from Professor McGonagall. Like, I can just see her scolding Harry and Ron for standing up on the benches and just like, because they have a free period and they're just laughing at people and like watching everybody walk by and staring at girls. And she's like, Potter, and she's like, tells them to go to Slughorn's potions class because they should fill their time with that instead of just, you know, farting around and watching the girls. Like, check yourself before you wreck yourself with that Fool card in the reverse. Look at all majors. And like, you can really spiral down rather than choosing to give up and throw your hand in there and say like, this clearly isn't working out for me. Have you really done everything? Have you really chosen to go within and give yourself that full-blown like heart-to-heart, that tough love energy, and let McGonagall come here and tell you like, if you really want to be an Auror, like how she told Harry Potter, if it's still your true desire to be that, then you better get your ass to class. You know what I mean? And that's what it is. So he went and gone to class, and he was doing really well. Granted, he had help, but still. So let's take a look, you guys, at how can you overcome this blockage? Because I feel like this is really about you. I feel like this is a blockage that was easy to see, so different from pile 3. I feel like, whew, I don't know, pile 3 was different, very different from everybody. How can pile 4 overcome this blockage? I also love how this is number 11, which is master number of self and potential, your gifts, leadership, you know, new beginning. And it all starts at the root. How can pile 4 overcome this blockage? We have the Page of Wands. How can pile 4 overcome this blockage? Five of Wands. How can pile 4 overcome this blockage? Ten of Swords reverse. Nine of Cups reversed. How can pile 4 the Page of... What the fuck? How can pile 4 overcome this blockage? Page of Swords. How can pile 4 overcome? How can pile 4 overcome this blockage? The Nine of Pentacles. The back of your deck is the Knight of Cups. So pile 4, I feel like this is really like you guys are you guys might have given up halfway when it comes to this particular path. Like, and I say that with, like, take it with a grain of salt, because I feel like you didn't quite give up, but what I mean is, like, your efforts were like half-assed. And I mean that with like peace and love, because that's just what I'm hearing in my head. It's like half-ass energy, and I'm also telling it to myself, because I feel like this is also a pile that I would choose, and that represents myself too. Like, and I don't read for myself. It's like, it's almost like this is something you've wanted so deeply, and like, because of the struggle that you've been through like setback after setback, and it's not necessarily setback with you going on this path or this journey, right? But like in your life, maybe things have come up in which you've been betrayed by somebody that you deeply trust and loved, or whatever it may be, right? For you, it's going to apply to different people differently. And like, that might have been something that you've dwelled on for a lot longer than was necessary, and like, you've allowed it to be your crutch for a lot longer than you should have. And I think for you to overcome this, it's like time for you to pull out the swords from your back, and it's like it's time for you to like let go of it. You know, you don't have to forget about it, but you don't need to like go back to it. You don't need to keep reliving it and go there every time things don't happen for you, and you go back to like, oh, and you know, you might revisit that painful memory. It's almost like PTSD, you know. I feel like that's kind of a thing, at least that's the thought process that goes through my mind when it happens for me. And of course, like, if you're dealing with that, I'm not a medical professional in any way, and I'm not sure how it totally works in that sense. So please seek professional help if you need it, and I'm sending you my love, because I know it's very difficult. And like, it almost feels like by you releasing the swords from yourself, you are allowing yourself to heal and grow and evolve, and you are allowing yourself to be the one who rejuvenates yourself. You're not waiting around for someone else to do it for you. You know, it's not anybody else's job to make you whole again. It's not anybody else's responsibility to heal you or make you feel better again, even though they're the ones who hurt you, if that makes sense. And I know it sounds like shitty, and I know it sounds like wrong, like, why isn't it their responsibility, you know what I mean? But like, think about it this way. Like, if, let's say, you were in a romantic relationship and your person betrayed you and cheated on you, and you just ended things in the relationship, you can't expect them to come back around if they were heartless and they stayed with that person that you cheated on them with, right? Or they cheated on you with, right? Excuse me. And like, they're not going to come back around and make sure you're okay. Maybe in some cases, right? But for a lot of cases, they don't. They're too busy doing their own thing and getting their own things, right? Like, worried about themselves, right? And like, it's going to be ultimately your job, your responsibility to heal yourself, to make yourself better and stronger. And um, again, this is another song, "What Doesn't Kill You Makes You Stronger," from Kelly Clarkson. And that's like you coming out on the other side so much stronger, because you didn't need anybody to get back to where you are. You did it yourself, you know. Like, not to say like you're doing it in spite of anybody or anything like that, but like, you don't need anyone to complete you, you know. It's like those cliches in romance novels or romance movies, how you need someone to be your other half. Like, no, you're a whole by yourself, babe. And the fact that you have someone in your life to be your partner makes you even stronger. You know, it doesn't make you whole. You're already a whole by yourself. You're already a star by yourself, you know? And so it's like, when they talk about divine counterparts, like how divine masculine is the sun and divine feminine is the moon, you know? You don't need someone else to be the other part of your moon. No. Mm-mm. You don't need someone else to be the other part of your sun. No, the sun is just the sun. So same way with you, you know? I hope that makes sense. I couldn't think of another example. Like, You just are whole, and you are more than enough for anyone. And for anybody who does not see your worth, I actually just heard a story from 𝒕𝒐𝒔𝒔. I don't know where I heard it. I mean, I know I heard it online somehow, but it was like this girl was given like a gem from her father, and her father said, go take it to the baker and ask him how much he'll give you for it. And when he asks you how much do you want for it, just hold up two like this, just do this and see what he says. So the girl goes to the baker and she shows him the gem, and he goes, how much do you want for that? And she holds up the two, and he goes, $2? Wow, that's such a deal. I will take it. And so she goes back home with the gem, and she tells her dad what happened. And the dad goes, okay, now go to the pawn shop and do the same thing. Ask the pawn shop's owner, show the pawn shop owner your gem, and come back and tell me what he says. And so she went to the pawn shop, and the owner showed the owner the gem, and the owner goes, wow, how much do you want for that? And she goes, the same thing, two. And she doesn't say anything, she just holds up two, right? And then the pawn shop owner goes, what? $200? Okay, I guess I can give you that. And so she goes back home with the gem, and she tells her dad. And like, I'm butchering the story at this point because I know I'm missing something. But then he goes, okay, now I want you to take it to the jeweler down the road. And so she goes to the jeweler and shows the jeweler and does the same thing. And the jeweler looks at it with his special tools, and he's like, wow, how much do you want for this? And she shows up two. And he goes, what? $200,000? That's a really, really good deal. Okay, I'll take it. And so you just have to understand, like, it's the same jewel, the same gem. You are the same person. It just matters who you surround yourself with to really see your value, to really see your worth. And you know, if they don't see your value or your worth, that's on them. You know what I mean? And like, that does not reflect anything on you, but on those people. So that is like the story that I feel like was very important for you to hear. Again, I probably butchered it a bit, but you got the gist, you got the mean of the story. And like, for you to overcome what this is like, you just really need to see that you need to go full force with this path that you are on. Like, if this is something that you really truly desire and want, and I feel like it is, you know, you just have to go forward with enthusiasm, with that free spirit and excitement that you have. Be bold, take risks, put yourself out there, and be ready to learn, you know, like, don't give up so easily, and like, allow yourself to make mistakes and get back up on the horse, dust yourself off, and try again. And like, when it comes to this path, same way, you know, as you go about this and you don't give up, and you don't, you know, you're pulling out these swords, and you're going about this way, and you're exploring your options and doing these things and pushing forward on this path and going full force with it. Your thirst for knowledge, your curiosity, your new ideas would just start bursting and popping off. And like, you'll have these new ways of coming together with ideas, with, you know, how to do things, how to attack things, how to approach things, how to go about things. And I think like, the more you go at it, the more enthusiastic you are about it, the more you make attempts to try to like get up earlier to do it, or to, you know, set goals every day and be more, I guess, what's the word I'm looking for? Disciplined in what it is that you are doing. Because I feel like with this Nine of Pentacles here coming out, like, it's like understanding, like, I feel like whatever this is has to do with self-sufficiency, has to do with you being independent, has to do with you, this could be like being a business owner, starting something on the side, or entrepreneurial of some kind, you know, or like a project at school which is the solo thing, and you need to be like independent, you know. But the more you set that time and you start doing it and waking up and, you know, being more disciplined on your routine and doing things that you need to do in order for you to push through whatever hump and bump this is that's blocking you from your path, letting go of the things that aren't serving you. Like I said, letting go of those thoughts that like you can't do this, or that you're not worthy of the things, like, you know, things are certain things from your past are holding you back, or like you can't do this anymore, like you're not worthy of it. You really need to release those things, like pull those swords out of your back, because you're betraying yourself at this point. And once you start doing that, once you start releasing those things, you're really going to find that these curiosities, these creative ideas are going to just start popping off and flowing to you. These creative ideas are just going to come flowing. You're going to feel like that spark shine through again, and really just ideas and everything that you put into place and everything that you've already started working on is going to start blossoming and flourishing. You're not going to have to work as hard anymore. You know, you're not going to have to be like, oh my God, like I put in all that effort in the beginning and nothing is paying off. And like, it's because you aren't fully believing in yourself. You're not fully letting go of certain things. And like, it's almost like you tried, but then you kind of held on to certain things in your past, and that's holding you back ultimately. And it's almost the test of the universe. Like, but you want to have this, but you're holding on to an old life. You know, you're holding on to an old lifestyle, an old way of thinking, an old way of being, and you can't be that person when you step into this lifestyle that you want and dream and envision in your life. Like, you can't be the queen if you are still living the life of just being a normal person, a muggle. You know what I mean? Like, you have to really let go of those things. Let go of you know, maybe eating rubbish, or I'm not saying like give it up cold turkey, but I'm saying like let go of the things that are hurting you. Let go of the things that are not serving you anymore, that you can. Like, be a little more strict on yourself, slowly but surely. You know, with this Knight of Cups, I think an opportunity will flow in towards you that's really going to help you reach this abundance as well. And things are going to start just flourishing, and opportunities are going to pop in, and you're not going to have to work as hard to reap the rewards of this. And then behind that is the Justice card. Yeah, justice is finally served, and no more feeling like your power is gone. Like, it's going to be back. You know, no more feeling like you're stuck and you can't make a decision. You can really trust in the in things that are happening for you. And I feel like for some of you, this Magician reverse could even indicate you letting go of the person that is kind of being manipulative and that snide, like Queen of Swords energy. You know, like, don't dwell over the spilled cups that's not working for you, and having your guard up and keeping those boundaries in place in which how people speak to you, doing things outside of the box, and pushing forward and making sure you stay rooted and in alignment with yourself, you know. So let's close out now with advice and guidance from the universe, because I feel like you guys have it all already. You not have it all, but like, you're literally halfway there. You just need to let go of just a little more and you'll be fine. So advice and guidance for pile 4, please. You have Witch's Hat, and I love this because you actually have a Witch's Hat on yours. We have express yourself, share your gifts with the world. Exactly. I have to cover her for YouTube's sake. Advice and guidance for pile 4. Way too many cards, you guys. Advice and guidance for pile 4. Wow. Advice and guidance for pile 4, please. Whoa. Sun, find a balance. I think that goes back to you being in alignment. With True North, stay true to yourself. Yeah. One more. Oh. Is this 1 or 4? Oh, yeah, this one. Okay. Let's. One more, please. Advice and guidance for pile 4. Whoa. Okay. If you are looking for a sign, here it is. in the back of your deck, we have transformation, shed, let go, make room for greatness. So definitely you have great things coming towards you, pile 4, and it's just about embracing it, and finally like letting go, allowing yourself to fully transform. So let go, make room for this greatness coming towards you, and stepping into this because it's amazing. So amazing. So with that being said, you guys, if you guys enjoyed this, please go ahead and smash the like button and comment down below a which so I know that you are from pile 4, Professor McGonagall's pile, and let me know how you guys enjoyed this. I hope it brought you clarity and insight, and it was helpful for you guys as far as like what's blocking you from your path and how to overcome it. And if you guys did enjoy it, I love hearing from you in the comment section and talking with you down there as well. And yes, please go ahead and subscribe and hit the little bell notification so you don't miss a beat. I will also be dropping my Patreon down below in case you're interested in joining our magical family there, where we have exclusive content and week ahead readings and not available here on YouTube. So thank you guys so much for being here with me. I appreciate you more than I can say. I really loved doing this reading. It was so good. So I hope you guys have a magical day or night whenever you're watching this, and I'll see you soon. Bye!